So this will be a 45-minute class, just focusing on postural alignment for our lovely pregnant mummies and birthing people. So we're just coming to a comfortable seated position. Letting the hands relax down onto the knees. Good, okay. So we're just going to start with some light mobilisation of the shoulder joint, the spine and the hips. That's what I tend to focus on in any warm-up in pregnancy yoga, because they're the main joints. And then when you're warming those joints up, the other smaller joints will get warmed up incidentally. So for example, if we're doing an arm circle to warm up the shoulder, the wrist and elbow are getting some movement too. So if you go to shoulders, using toes, not really, shoulders, spine and hips, you'll do okay. So let's start with the hands again down. We're going to take a breath in, roll the shoulders up, exhale, rolling the shoulders back and down, taking a breath in again, lifting up, and exhale down. And then again, nice deep breath in, lifting up, and exhale again, slowly down from there. Lovely, just one more time. Good. Keeping the shoulders back and down. Now imagine you're just squeezing something with your shoulder blades to keep them drawing together. That's it. And then just gently let the hair drop side to side. Really small movements to start with, especially if your neck's feeling a little tight today. Just really small movements. That's it. Lovely. And then just coming all the way back to centre. Bring your right hand to the floor now. Left arm up, breath in. And then gently reaching over. Keep the movement nice and small. Coming back to centre and then other side from there. Breath in. Exhale, reaching over. Inhale again, back to centre. One more time either side. Just a lateral flexion. Again, coming back to centre. And then again, up and over. Great, okay. Bringing hands again onto the knees. Just going to circle all the way around. So this will help to mobilise through the lumbar spine. Really good movement to do if you're feeling a little stiff in the lower back. Good. As you press the chest forwards, again focus on drawing the shoulder blades together. That will open up across the pectoral muscles into the front of the shoulders as well. Again, just changing directions. Again, slow, deep breathing. Perfect. Okay, and then just coming all the way back to centre from here. Good. Just coming off your bolster now, or your block if you're on one. You're going to bring the legs round to the right side. Okay, so you have a mermaid position here. If this doesn't work for you, if it's uncomfortable, just increase the range of movement. So bring the left foot forwards, for example, and just bring the right knee in, and that should help. Left hand to the floor, right hand onto the thigh, and then from there, just start with a little bit of rocking movement. So just getting a little bit of movement into the sacroiliac joints, into the lumbar spine as well, rotation through the thoracic region. That's it, you're turning away from the feet, and then inhale, just dropping back. That's it. Good. Alright, try and bring that left hand down onto the mat for a bit of support, and then it's easier to twist. That's it. Yes, breathing out, breathing in. Good. And then from there, you can just take that right arm over. You can feel a bit more stretch in the back when you do that. Again, just gently over. Inhale. Lovely. Breath in. Okay, and then just coming all the way back to centre. Let's take this into an open twist now. So just bringing right hand onto right knee, sweeping the left hand to the floor behind, pressing the chest forwards again, just retracting the shoulder blades a little, lifting the chin. Deep inhale and exhale. Perfect. Coming back to centre. Okay, then stretch the legs out in front now, pressing into the heels, drawing the toes back towards you. Have the feet apart, just making space for baby there, and then just slide the hands forwards, just curling the spine around baby, letting the head release down. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Wonderful. Good. As the lumbar curve starts to increase and the glutes start to switch off a little, the hamstring can get really tight as they're trying to pick up the slack for the glutes. So a little bit of hamstring stretch here will help. And then just rolling back up through the spine. Nice big breath in to lift. Okay, and then just bringing the legs around to the left side now. Okay, fab. So just rocking the pelvis, rocking mermaid, returning away from the feet. Just the other way. That's it. Away from the feet, that's it. That's it. And then from there, as you turn away from the feet, sweep the left arm across. That's it. Okay, just nice and slowly. Keep the, maybe just keep the elbow a little bit bent. That's it. Just so you've got space. Should feel nice in the back. It's quite gentle on the hips. The sacroiliac joints are immovable joints, which you don't have much movement in, of course. But it's nice to just get a little bit of movement in that area, especially if you're prone to sciatica. Okay, just coming back to centre now. Open twist, left hand to left knee, right hand to the floor behind. Breath in, retract the shoulder blades, lift through the breastbone. So you've got very slight spine extension going on there. And shoulders just drawing back and down. Lovely, take a full deep breath in. The diaphragm's got tons of space to move here, so try and utilise that. Really expand the lungs. And then just coming all the way back to centre from here. Okay, you're going to come onto hands and knees. Make sure you've got a bit of space behind you, because we're going to kick back. So just coming over into a box position now. That's it. Okay, lovely. All right, come up onto the fingertips. And then just come into, this is called protraction of the shoulders. So from here, we're just going to stretch into the trapezius muscles by arching up through the back, letting the head release down. I find by coming up onto the fingertips, you can get a bit more of an arch across that upper back. Let the head release down from there. And then releasing down, just coming into a neutral position. Have the hands now flat to the ground. If that's too much on the wrist, you could just fold the hands up here on the top of the knuckles instead. And then from here, it's going to have to come forwards because of the video. From here, you're going to take a breath in and just tuck those right toes under and slide the foot away. So right foot comes away. And then take the right leg up. Now don't go too high, it's not a stretch. We're looking for some strength work. So keep those hips nice and level. Don't let the spine move. And then bringing the right knee back down and just switch up sides. Tucking left toes under and reach on back. And then lifting from there. Well done. And then slowly down. Good. Keep it going. As you exhale and lift now, think about hugging baby in and lifting through the pelvic floor a little as well. Inhale again to lower. Exhale again, reach. So using your inner core muscles at the same time. By pushing into the heel and pointing the toes down, you're helping to activate the glute muscle as well, glute maximus muscle in particular. Good. Exhale again to reach away.
So flexing through the foot so the toes are pointing down. That's it.
Okay, from here now, we're going to reach over the opposite arm to leg. So that way we're challenging the core a little bit whilst we're in neutral position. So as we exhale, opposite arm to leg reaches away. Inhale again down, exhale again to reach away. That's it, well done. And again, releasing down. Imagine you've got a glass of water on those sacroiliac joints and the sacrum, and you're trying to keep it there. That's it, well done. Keep hugging baby in. On that exhale again, see if you can lift through the pelvic floor as well. Wonderful. One more either side. Now, there's quite a lot of weight on the knee joints, so I wouldn't want to do any more of these. So feel free now to press back into downward dog, just taking a stretch in your downward dog, or from there you can drop back into child's pose. Do what feels best for you. And you may find when people are really challenged with their posture, if they're a little tight in the back and shoulders, etc., and hamstrings, when in downward dog, they need to take the hands a bit wider than the shoulders and the feet a little wider than the hips, just to allow the body to enjoy the stretch. When you take the hands wider, it's easier to get those shoulder blades down away from the ears, and that will lead to less neck tension. Good, well done. Okay, now just let the knees come back down to the floor from there. Okay, and then walking your hands back towards your knees now. We're going to roll on up through the spine. So just take your time as you go all the way up. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Okay, good. Just coming to a standing position in the centre of your mat, going to face towards me. That's it. Good. So just coming into Tadasana, just have the feet a little bit apart, arms just relaxed down by your side as well. Lovely. Okay. We're going to transfer the weight forwards and back. So just spreading out the toes, arms just relaxed down by your side. Okay. From here now, trying to maintain, you just get that tailbone drawing down, let the front hip bones lift a little. And when you do that, it's quite subtle, but you might find you get a little more lift on the pelvic floor and more engagement through the lower abdominal muscles as well. Okay, now to keep that awareness on, and then from there, just slowly move forwards and back, just rocking forwards and back from there. That's it, good. Keep it going. Lovely, good. And just see what switches on and what doesn't as you move forwards and back. So as you move forwards, you might find you suddenly feel a little bit more of the abdominal muscles switch on as they're trying to stop you fall forwards. So that's just a super simple, super gentle way to get the core working. And then just taking it side to side. As you move side to side, abdominal muscles are going to switch on. Again, spine's in neutral, so it's super safe for pregnancy, super safe on the spine. And it's a good way to get people aware of what muscles are aware as well. Okay, and then just coming all the way back to centre from here. Good, okay. I'm going to take this into a nice slow squat now. So with that same awareness, I'm going to bend into the knees. Let's just take hands onto the hips. Have the feet just hip width distance apart and just drive the hips back. Good. Keep the chest lifted. Good. And then from there, just bring the hands in front position. Hold it here. Now get the tailbone tucking in a little. If you've got someone that's very stiff in the ankles, they can roll up a yoga mat under the heels, or maybe a block if they're particularly stiff. Good. Hold it here. And then inhale, come all the way up. Good. And then coming back down, we're going to use this to work the core a little bit. So again, just coming into a squat position. Take the weight towards the back of the heels so the glute muscles start to work a bit more. Take a breath in and then press the hands together nice and firmly as you exhale. At the same time, hugging baby in, lifting pelvic floor. Inhale, come up. And bringing you up in between so the hip flexors don't get overworked and even tighter. And then coming down, breath in, exhale again, pressing hands together. Get nice and strong on the inside. And then inhale again, release. And then just one more time from there, again, slowly coming down. Shoulders drawing back and down, again, pressing hands together. Hold it there. Perfect. And then again, coming up. So let's give a stretch to those hip flexors now. You're welcome to use the wall, hand to the wall if you wish. And then just bringing one foot up, reaching around the outside of the ankle, drawing the heel up towards the bottom. And just maybe letting the other arm relax down to challenge your balance, or using the wall. Okay, take a breath in, and then just from there, see if you can draw the heel up a bit more strongly. If it's uncomfortable on the knee, of course, ease off. And then while we're here, let's just bend the left knee ever so slightly. That's it, so we work on the strength of that leg while we're here. So it's a little less stable now, the knee is bent. That's it. Okay, well done. And then just releasing down from there. We're going to sweep now this left leg forward, or the leg you're stretching, just bring that forwards. Step the other leg back. You're going to take a half pyramid pose, so hands onto the hips. Tip the pelvis forwards, just an anterior tilt of the pelvis, just tipping that forwards. Spine nice and long, and then use the hand. So if you've got the right leg forward, you can use that right hand to push the right hip back, or vice versa. So you can get the hips nice and level and get a real good stretch into the hamstring. While we're here, spine's in neutral, hug baby in using your tummy muscles. You can activate the pelvic floor. If it really does feel too strong, then feel free to bring the torso a little bit more upright. Good. Again, take one more breath. And then press firmly from there into the front foot, come all the way up, and then just come into mountain pose. Okay, so let's stretch on the other side now. So again, just bringing the foot up, hip flexors stretch. So again, hips nice and level. That's it. Good. And you might find one side is a little tighter than the other whenever you're doing yoga postures. It's not unusual, as most of us have a dominant side. So again, just drawing the heel up towards the bottom, holding it there. Great. And then again, while we're here, let's just bend the left knee a little. That's it. And that way, everything around the knee joint and ankle has to work a little bit harder. Okay, one more breath. Good job. And then release. Taking a step forwards now with the raised foot. And again, just taking hands onto the hips. Tipping the pelvis forward, so slowly coming down from there. Aligning the hips, you can use your hands. So if you've got right leg forwards, using that right hand to press the hip back. That's it, fantastic. Good, enjoy that stretch of the hamstring. And whenever you're going into a forward fold, think about again engaging through the pelvic floor, using those TVA muscles to support the lower back. The spine is a really long lever, and the lower back gets a lot of the pressure because it's the base of the lever. Okay, take your time now to come all the way back up, so breath in to lift. Good, and then again just coming into a mountain pose. So we'll just come to the top of our mats now. We're going to take a little bit of a sun salute. So I'm going to go through nice and slowly and really think about our breath work, thinking about engaging through the core as well. So just bringing hands into prayer position. Let's take an inhale and just float the arms up. Exhale, nice wide stance as you come down low squat. Okay, alright. So get the hips nice and low. We're stretching into the glutes a little here. We're going to fire them up again in a minute. And then just let the hands come down flat to the floor. Take a step back, both feet, and then just drop the knees straight down to the mat. Good. From our box position now, we're going to focus on really engaging through the abdomen, just nice and gently, so you're hugging baby in towards the spine. Again, lifting the pelvic floor a little, and then just try walking the hands forward, about another hand length, but maintain neutral position with the back. That's it. So you're loading a little bit more through the upper body. The shoulders are aligned over the wrists. So some of you just need to bring the shoulders forwards a little bit more. That's it. Good. Okay, Victoria, just really move your torso forward. That's it, that's it. Yes, perfect. Okay, good. Hold it there. And then just stretch all the way back. Toes tucked under, let the hips drop back, head relaxed down. Okay, and then one more time, again, just slowly coming forwards. Again, focus on just gently hugging and lifting pelvic floor. If that feels good, then again, just transferring the body weight forwards a little. So you've got a 3/4 position there. So again, this is just a safe and easy way to, maybe not that easy, way to engage the core. You've got the spine in neutral. We're focusing on, again, just gently hugging baby in. If you were teaching this and the breath became strained, you definitely hold it for too long. So again, you invite them to ease off. And then just drawing back from there. I wouldn't do any more than that, because we have got weight going down to the linear output when we do that. So that's probably enough of that now. Okay, feel free to press back into downward dog now, or you could rest back into child's pose. Good. So feel free to keep the head and shoulders up. That's preferable if you've got anyone in class with acid reflux or feeling quite nauseous or dizzy. Just keeping the head up can be helpful for that. Keeping the head down can definitely make it worse. So just bearing that in mind. Good. Okay, and then those of you in in downward dog, just let the knees drop down to the floor now. I'm going to come into a lunge from here, so just walk in the hands all the way back. I want you to put the padding underneath the knees if you wish. So we're going to do the lunges quite small. So when you come forward, you get a stretch on the hip flexors, but we're going to focus on firing up the glute maximus muscles as well. So just bringing the right leg forwards to start with. So you've got the legs at 2 right angles. That's it. And again, just taking hands onto the hips. From there, taking a breath in. As you exhale, come forwards, but I want you to forget about opening the hips for now. As you come forwards, think about firing up this muscle. So try to contract this muscle, so your glute on the left side as you come forwards. That also stops you going into the lunge too far and putting lots of pressure to the pubic symphysis joint. And then inhale to come back neutral. Exhale, pressing forwards. The further you go into a lunge, the more likely you are to go into extension of the spine as well, which for this particular subject we want to avoid, because then again we've got that extra pressure on the lumbar curve. So exhale to come forwards and inhale to come back. Now start thinking about the pelvic floor. So as you breathe out and come forwards, again, try and keep that pelvis nice and upright, so that glute switches on. Lift the pelvic floor as well, and then inhale, soften, come up. Exhale, and inhale to come back. Nice. Exhale again, coming forwards. Good. And inhale. Good. Exhale again, coming forwards. Good. Let's do one more. Exhale again to come forwards. And then inhale again to come back. Good. Just let the hands come down while you switch up the legs. Could you feel the difference in that? To just sort of dropping forwards and stretching back. Yeah, good. Okay. Okay, alright, so just find your centre, hands onto the hips, taking a breath in, and then again as you exhale, just slowly coming forward, keeping the movement nice and controlled. Inhale again, coming back. Exhale, coming forwards. Good, inhale back. So again, keeping that pelvis nice and upright, so not letting it tip forward. That way that right glute muscle, glute maximus can switch on nicely. And then again, getting that, as the diaphragm lifts up, helping to push the air out of the lungs, the pelvic floor will lift too. So we're just utilising that breath to work on our pelvic floor. Amazing. Good. Now as you come forward, think about hugging baby in, drawing baby in towards the spine. Lovely. Let's do 2 more. You see your baby, Kelly, just every time you come forward, goes, ooh. So nice. Most hugged baby ever. Okay, and then relaxing the leg back from there. Okay, well done. So just stay in this position now. I'm going to take a block and just place that between the legs. So block just goes between the legs. That's it. Give it a good squeeze. Okay, and then we'll come into our modified camel pose. So this is a brilliant one because it takes the hip into extension, which switches on the glutes, and at the same time you're opening through the hip flexors. So great for people with challenges in their posture. So hands just to the lower back, gripping onto the block, lifting through the chest and just letting the hips press forwards from there, lifting the chin. Just be mindful the head does not fall all the way back. Just keep a little bit of length through the front of the neck. That's it. Good. Really quite firm with the hips now, so really get those glutes switched on. Squeeze the block so the pelvic floor lifts up more effectively. That's it. Wonderful. One more breath there. And then release. Kind of back to centre. Good, we're going to pause here and do it one more time. So if you'd like to go into it a little further, maybe a little bit stronger, you can interlace fingers and reach back and come up, or from there up and back, or from there keep hands onto the lower back. So that's a lovely stretch on the chest and shoulders. If you want to do that but you can't quite get hands together, take a yoga belt, hold onto the yoga belt and then reach back. So squeezing the block, lifting through the heart, hold it there, pelvic floor lift. then release, coming back to neutral, let the arms relax from there, well done. Okay, just pop in the block to one side now. Okay, and then we're going to stay seated, so just coming down from there. So we did a good bit of work on the glutes there, so we'll just give them a little bit of a stretch. So we'll do an extremely modified pigeon pose. So from here, bringing the right leg in front, so you've got the right shin just going across the mat, and the left leg is back from there. A little bit like when we did rocking mermaids. Okay. And then if you did want to take that a little bit further, you can increase the gap between the left knee and right heel if you want a bit more of a stretch. It's up to you. And then just let the hands come forwards from there. So you're spreading out the fingers. Breath in. And then exhale as you fold over the front leg from there. Head relaxes down. By flexing into the right foot, you're going to get more stretch into the glutes, especially the side glutes, the glute minimus and the glute medius that goes across the top and into the side of the hip. When someone's, again, struggling with increased lordosis or just general back issues, quite often the smaller muscles around the pelvis go into panic mode and they can start to spasm and tighten up, which is helpful short term because it protects the nerves, but over a long period of time it can start to change your postural position. So stretches like this are quite helpful for that. And then walking the hands back towards you, just take your time as you come all the way up from there. Okay, we'll just take a nice open twist, so just bringing the left leg forwards and just placing the left foot just in front of the right ankle. Good, bringing the left arm to the inside of the left leg, right hand to the floor behind. We're going to just draw the shoulders back and down as we gently turn away. Drop that left hip down onto the mat. That's it. Good. Otherwise, if you think about the sacroiliac joints, as soon as you lift that hip, they're not even anymore. And if you're having challenges with the sciatic nerve, that's not a good thing. Okay, coming back to centre now, we just change sides. The left leg in front, right leg back, whichever side you haven't done. Good, pressing into that left heel and then walking the hands forwards from there. Good, remembering to leave a bit of space to baby if you need. That's it. Good, so as you bring the toes up towards the shin, that's called dorsiflexion. If I was pointing them away, that would be plantar flexion, just so you know. Back. Good, so you should be feeling that predominantly through the left hip now. And then just walking again, the hands back towards you. Take your time as you slowly come all the way up. Great. Okay, bringing the right leg all the way forwards, planting the right foot just in front of the left ankle there. And then nice open twist, then a sort of stretch into the chest area. As long as you draw the shoulder blades back and down, chest area is opening. You'll notice as well when people have challenge with their postures, sometimes the side abdominal muscles get a little tight because they're trying to compensate for the front of the core that isn't working so well. And of course, that's the case in pregnancy for obvious reasons. So just giving the obliques a little bit of a stretch like this can be quite a nice relief. Okay, and then just take your time as you slowly come all the way back round from there. All right, we're going to use our bolsters next just for a restorative position. Okay, so we're going to place it just underneath the lower back. I'll just show you how to set up first. So if you have two bolsters, this is a great way. I'll just show you how to do the two. This is a great way to set up. So you can have one underneath like so. Sorry, going across, and then one on top, and then leaning back on there. Or you can just use blocks underneath the end of the bolster. The more pregnant you are, the more upright you would need to be because of circulatory challenges. So with the props we've got today, we can just place a block there and then bolster on top. And Kelly, you might like a little bit more of a lift. Do you want to take this one? And I'm passing that over, thank you. Okay, so make sure you're using the bolster when you're offering bolsters that the hips remain on the floor and the end of the bolster just goes into the lumbar curve. We're going back into a spine extension, but it's okay because we're supported. Okay, so it's going to be a lot less stress on the body to do this. The reason I'm putting this in is because you can then get a really lovely opening through the chest and shoulder area. So supporting yourself as you go back. Better to go a little bit off centre as you roll back so you don't strain through the linear elbow. And then just letting the head drop back from there. We're going to turn the hands so the palms face up. And that way you get a little bit of retraction with those shoulder blades. So that you're getting a little bit of work across the upper back into the trapezius muscles. And then you're getting a lovely passive stretch into the pectoral muscles at the front of the shoulder, biceps as well, getting a little bit of a stretch. With regards to the legs, you can either have them together as you've got them now, or you could bring the soles of the feet together and drop the knees out to either side. That's it. Good. If you're choosing to keep them straight, if you had yoga belts, you could pop a yoga belt around the legs just to hold them together as well. You might find for some people, especially if they're quite petite, because the spine isn't quite so long, when they come back onto an average size bolster, there's a little pinching in the neck, in which case they need just a folded up blanket underneath the head. So if that's you, feel free to take a blanket and just pop that under. Good. So right now we're in reclined cobbler's pose or reclined position with the legs in pretty much Tadasana. And what this does while we're here is just open the anterior chain of muscles. So we're opening obviously through the ribs. The core's got a little bit of a passive stretch as well, supported, so that's okay. The arms are externally rotated from the shoulder joints. This helps to open across the heart area. It's a lovely position for anxiety as well, helping to release a little bit of anxiety for some people. That will work for some. Good. And as we're in a reclined position, the more the pregnancy goes on, the higher up you need, so the more props you would need, just so we don't put pressure onto the breathing. So taking now a slow, deep inhale, slow, deep exhale. Again, slow, deep breath in, and slow, deep breath out. Good. Just allow now the body to soften. Allow the face to soften. Allow the shoulders to completely relax. Feel the shoulders opening and the expansiveness of the chest area, of the heart. Allow the abdomen to soften. Feeling the hips relax and soften as well. Your feet and toes relaxed, hands and fingers completely relaxed too. I am supported by the universe in every way. I trust my body and I follow its lead. I trust in the wisdom and power of my body, and I am willing to see my amazingness. I am a strong and capable birthing person, and I deserve the pregnancy and birth. desire. I am strong, confident, assured, and I trust in my abilities. I am completely relaxed, and everything is going to be okay. So if your mind starts to wander, just bring your awareness, bring your thoughts back to your breath. Every time you inhale, you're nurturing yourself and your baby. So if the only thing you take away from yoga is the breath, that is wonderful. Okay, I'm just going to stay here for another minute or so. For the last minute of this relaxation posture, I want you to really focus on the breath. Slowly inhale, even longer, exhale. And deep breath in, deep breath out. Letting go on each exhale. And then just bringing your awareness back to the physical body. Just taking a big sigh or a big yawn. Starting to bring a little movement back into the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Carefully bringing the legs back together. Maybe use your hands to draw them back together. Okay, and then just slowly rolling over to your left, rolling heavily over off the bolster, and then just using your hands to press yourself up to sitting. I like how you just lay back down. Okay, just slowly coming up to sitting. That's it. That's it. Well done. Great. Okay, just bringing the hands together, rub the hands together, and then just let the hands rest onto the closed eyes. Deep breath in, and then exhale. Just let the hands relax all the way down. Namaste, everyone. Well done. Thank you.